What's going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Saturday, and I intend on doing the exact same. Now, let me let you guys know something. Before we get into what we're here to talk about, let me let you guys know something. Now, tomorrow is pretty much my last day of my vacation. Y'all know I've been gone since last weekend. And now tomorrow I fly on back home. So y'all won't get a Real Housewives of Atlanta review until Monday. Okay, y'all will get it on Monday because when I get home from Atlanta, Housewives of Atlanta would have already aired. Speak on It would have already aired. All that would have already aired. So I'm not gonna see shit until Monday morning. So y'all won't see this face until Monday afternoon. Okay, it'll be for the panel. It'll be for my reviews. It'll be for everything. Like, y'all won't see me until Monday afternoon, okay? I'm just letting y'all know that now. So this is gonna be my last video until Monday. Y'all know I've been trying to get y'all content since I've been gone. It's been pretty hard to do, but I've been trying to get y'all as much content as I possibly could, okay? But just letting you guys know, y'all won't see my face until about Monday afternoon, all right? So with that being said, we're about to go ahead and get into the mess. So let's start it off, okay? Now, as you guys already know, the Real Housewives of Atlanta is about to come to an end soon, okay? Now, after, I think next week will be the season finale of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? It'll be the season finale of Real Housewives of Atlanta next weekend. So now this talk of Dreamcast is coming up right now, and everybody's talking about who would they choose to be on the show, who would they choose, who would they choose, who would they choose. So Marlo recently did an interview where she discussed with, I think it was with E! News, where she talked about who her dream cast is. So let's go ahead and listen to what Marlo had to say, and then we'll be back for more. Let's listen.
Whenever Kenya and Kandi are not around, all of us get along.
Never said you clout chase. Calm the down. I'm about to head with this bitch.
Marlo Hampton's got opinions on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she is not holding back.
No regrets, only lessons learned. No regrets. When I look back, I'm like, God, you could have said this differently. But guess what? I always speak my truth. And that's one thing I'm never going to regret. I speak my truth. My delivery may not be the best, but I damn sure speak my truth and how I feel.
And we had to ask her about her dream cast for next season.
Definitely me. Definitely Sonya, definitely Sheree. I want my Courtney back. I love her because she comes in and she brings it to the girls. She was not afraid. Portia definitely needs to come back, even though she doesn't love me, but she's great TV. She has an amazing story, and we're gonna hold her to the fire as well. So come on back, Portia. We need to know your story. What's going on with your marriage? Absolutely, Portia. Whenever Kenya and Kandi are not, I hate to say it, I'm okay with Kandi not being there. I would love for Kenya to come back for the Shade Assassin, but I don't want her to come back because she's a mean girl. She's so mean. She's trying to pretend that she's not a mean girl, but you don't just play a villain for 11 years. You really are a mean girl.
Okay, so that was Marlo, and she was basically talking about like her dream cast or whatever. She was talking about who she would want to have on the show and this and that and the third. Here's my thing with Marlo. First of all, this cast is very much so predictable, okay? Who did know that she was going to choose Sheree Whitfield, Sonya Richards Ross, and damn Courtney Rhodes? Who did know that she was going to choose them? We already knew those were the people that she was going to choose, right? We already knew that. And I'm not surprised that she says she doesn't mind Kandi not coming back and all this other stuff. She says that she don't mind Kenya coming back long as she's being herself and not trying to be who she's not trying to be. My thing with Marlo is, girl, you definitely been the villain most of your time on the show. So what make you say that Kenya has been a villain for so many years and this is not for TV? But what was your damn excuse? See, this is the reason why I don't like Marlo. Marlo really be killing me with this hypocrisy stuff that she does, and her fans that she just got, which are anti-Kandi and Kenya people, are just as ridiculous. Marlo is really trying to play the victim this season, and she got the producers in her back pocket. That's really what this is, honestly. That's really what this is. She got them producers in her back pocket, and people trying to act like they too crazy to see it. Now, what I do agree with about this cast is that I do think that Portia should come back. Y'all know I'm not a Portia fan at all. I haven't been a Portia fan since probably season 9, maybe. And y'all know I go hard on Portia most of the time. Y'all do know that. But unbiasedly speaking, I would not mind seeing Portia come back. I feel like she ran away from the show because she did not want to deal with the stuff that went down, you know, with anybody's opinions in regards to her marriage to Simon Gobadia. She didn't want nobody to have nothing to say about that. She wanted to keep that shit intact. She didn't want nobody talking about her marriage. So that's really the only reason why she left. And I feel like if she would have stayed on season 14, she would have given us a good show. I feel like that's the only reason why Marlo was able to get a peach is because Portia left. I feel like Sonya probably would have gotten a peach regardless, but I feel like if Portia never would have left, Marlo never would have got a peach. And I blame Portia for this because if she would have just stayed her ass there and dealt with the bullshit, we wouldn't be dealing with this. But instead, we got to deal with Marlo and her shenanigans. Child, it's a hot ass mess, but that's what I think. I think that Marlo's cast is whack. And I'm over this whole Dreamcast conversation, y'all. Like, I'm sick of the Twitter think pieces every 10 seconds on Twitter about and Instagram and on these housewives Instagram pages. Let the Bravo suits do what they do. We ain't gonna never get what we want. Ain't nobody ever gonna be what is it? Gonna be satisfied with this cast, no matter who they put on there. They could put Nene and Portia on this cast tomorrow, and they still gonna find a reason to be mad about it. So why are we constantly making these Dreamcast conversations? I don't understand it. But whatever, y'all. That's all I really got on Marlo in regards to this. So let's move on to the very next topic at hand. And the very next topic is these two motherfuckers that was once the people's champs at one point in time, because a lot of us was defending them. You know, a lot of us, and I was the main one, honey. I was the main one defending these folks. The main one defending them. Because I felt like Simon was a low down, dirty monkey with a wig on. I thought that Portia was just a home wrecker, which I still feel like she is. I mean, she was messing around with somebody else's husband, just like Jalen was messing around with somebody else's wife. So the real true home wreckers in this situation is Jalen and Portia. Those are the real true home wreckers of the situation. Now, apparently, Jalen has come out and spoken out against Fallon, okay? He basically said that he feels like he was groomed in a sense when it came down to his relationship with Fallon. He was groomed. I don't know how the hell he was groomed, but that's how he feels. He felt like he was groomed in this situation. So Fallon has come out and stated she's endured some abuse at the hands of Jalen Banks. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Let's check this out real quick. Let's check it out, y'all.
There's a lot that I put up with in just 2 years of being with him. I mean, he was putting his hands on me. We weren't even together anymore. You know, he just got mad one day because he found out I was dating. We were still living together because we were trying to figure out, you know, how to separate everything.
Right.
We weren't sleeping in the same bed for months. And when he found out that I finally was like moving on and, you know, taking those steps towards like seeing other people, I'll never forget it. He came home, it was 4 a.m. He came busting in the door and he choked me out. You know, I had to call the police. It was really dark. It got really dark. It got really bad. And all I kept thinking was, I don't deserve this, and my daughter doesn't deserve to grow up seeing a man put their hands on her, because that's exactly what she's going to grow up thinking that is okay. The only reason why I put up with it is because I watched my mom go through the same thing. So I'm like, oh, well, you know, here I am making excuses. He's young, you know, he's upset today. You know, he's going through a lot. The media, they're so mean to him. Like, no, I could do it. I could save him. To the point where it was at my own detriment. There was a lot that I put up with.
Okay, so that was Fallon, and she was basically talking about her incident with Jalen, and practically saying that he put hands on her. A lot of people are feeling certain ways in regards to, you know, in regards to Fallon saying the things that she's saying. Now, one, I'm the type of person that do believe most women when they say that they endured, domestic violence and stuff like that, because I grew up in a house with a man that was putting his hands on my mom. So I definitely, try to see things from that standpoint. But then when it comes down to it, Fallon has told a lot of lies over the last 2 years. Like she had most of us in the palm of her hand. We got to be real about that. She had most of us at the palm of her hand. A lot of us was believing a lot of the things that she stated. And I definitely believed a lot of the things that she stated. I believe that Simon cheated on her. To this day, I still believe it. But then it came out that she was pregnant. And, she made it seem like, she was the victim and she was this and she was that. So it made me look at Fallon in a certain type of way, but I'm never going to sit up here and say that I don't believe that hands was put on her. I definitely believe that Jalen could have possibly put his hands on her. I definitely believe that he could have possibly did things that made her, in a sense, look at him a certain type of way, or kind of, in so many words, made him look a certain, you know what I mean? Like, made him look like he was abusive, like make him look like the jealous type. He is a younger man and she is an older woman. So a lot of young men have that mentality. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really sure, if you ask me, I'm not really sure. But I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he did it, but a lot of people don't believe that he did it because she hasn't been completely honest about a whole lot of things already. So it's like, I don't want to be that guy to sit up here and say, well, what if she lying? Like, I don't want to be on that Georgia Prune shit and be like, maybe he's not doing that because that's not something that he did to you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be on that. I don't want to be on that. I don't want to think about that or anything like that. So it's kind of like, I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure. So I'm very, it's like, for me, it's like, it's a possibility. It's always a possibility that somebody could do this. Like, it's always a possibility. Like, I never, ever want to be that one to be like, oh no, that'll never happen. That would never happen. This shall never happen. This ain't the truth. You know what I mean? So I don't ever want to be that person. But when you got somebody who hasn't been completely honest about things, what do? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what exactly it is that you do about the situation. So I want to believe her because I'm, like I said, I'm always, I always feel as though I don't feel like most women would sit there, because I'm sorry, I'm really at a loss of words for this, because it's just like, for me, I don't like to be the guy to be like, she lying. You know what I mean? Like, she lying. I don't believe she telling the truth. You know what I mean? And I know that a lot of people really do be thinking that these women be lying about the stuff that they be talking about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes down to abuse, the first thing people do is call out the woman. They don't never really take out the time to see what the man could have possibly done. You know what I mean? So I don't know. This is a hard one for me. You know what I mean? And like everybody knows, I've always taken up for Fallon on a lot of things. But like I said, there have been moments where I sat there and I looked at her and I'm like, she's not being completely honest. And then when you're not being completely honest about a lot of things, it's kind of like, what do you expect the people to do? You want to be believed, but at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, how can I believe you and you sitting up here lying to me? You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know, but we shall see, because they're going back and forth, and I just don't know who to believe at this point. But it is what it is. So That's all I really got for Jalen and Fallon. But I want to know what y'all think. This is going to be a premiere, so I'm going to be in the chat somewhere looking at what the hell y'all talking about. So this is going to be a premiere, but I do want to know what y'all got to say about this, because this one kind of had me at a loss for words. She said that he put hands on her, and I don't want to sit up here and say I don't believe it, but you know what I'm saying? But either way, let's move on to the next story. Now, Nene was posted on the Neighborhood Talk recently, and she was calling out a narcissist. Now, we know that Nene has narcissistic, traits about her about her own damn self, but we're gonna see exactly what she said in this video. I'm guessing she did this video at her house or whatever, so we're gonna get into that. Let's go ahead and get into what Nene was talking about. Let's get into it, child.
One thing about a narcissist is they are going to ruin your day and your night. Even on special occasions, it's almost like being with this one person that has about 50 different characters inside of them. You don't know who you're going to get and when you're going to get them, okay? And the craziest thing about it is that they manipulate everybody around you to make them believe that you are the problem. They are evil, they are dangerous, they are losers, and they have a lot of childhood trauma.
Is it just me, or did Nene basically describe her damn self? I'm just saying, is it just me, or did Nene describe herself? Because I've always felt like Nene was a fucking narcissist. Like, I've always felt like she was a narcissist. And she thinks that everything is definitely about her. So I've always felt like she's a narcissist. But I feel like most Sagittarius men and women are fucking narcissists, honestly. They feel like the world should stop and shine on their ass a lot of the times. Like, that's how I feel about most Sagittarian men and women. I have a whole lot of Sagittarius energy around me. A lot of my friends are Sagittarius. A lot of the men that I've dated were Sagittarius. And I can honestly tell you that the Sagittarius men that I fucking dated, they were all, yes, they were all narcissists. They would sit up there and do shit and make you feel like you did something to them and you ain't do nothing to them. Like, they'll do shit to you, but then they'll play the victim like they was the one that was done wrong. And I'll be sitting up here like, nigga, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, how the are you the victim in this situation? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of time I used to be on. Like, I don't get it. Like, how the, you know what I mean? So I don't know who she could be talking about, but most people think that she's talking about that married ass man that she was frolicking around with these last couple of months. That's who most of these folks think that she's talking about. So I don't know. She ain't putting no name on it, as she never do. But yeah, I don't know who she was talking about, but I felt like she was talking about a damn self, because Nene is a narcissist, Anyway, y'all, that's all I really got on Nene. We ain't got to stay on her for too long. That wasn't really no story. That was just something to talk about. Let's move on to Miss Candiace Dillard, honey. Now, Candiace Dillard did 2 interviews, okay? She did one interview discussing the brand new season of The Real Housewives of Potomac, and then she also talked about the infamous brawl between Deborah and the new friend of the show, Kiana, okay? Now, the first thing we're going to get into is what Candiace had to say about this season of The Real Housewives of Potomac that's up and coming. Let's listen in.
Okay. There's a clear divide this season that I think we've not experienced before.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll kind of see us work through the division. And I don't want to spoil it, but how we get through it, if we get through it. You see I saw a lot of different sides of people this season. People surprised me in the worst way.
Damn, that's sad.
Yeah, just you think folk, and in moments of desperation, what the saints and the ain'ts will do to save themselves. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for it, but I know it's going to be drama.
Oh, it's going to be great TV now. Don't get me wrong. Y'all going to be sitting there with your popcorn, with your leg kicked up, clutching your pearls. They're going to be rolling on the floor. There's going to be pearls over there, pearls everywhere. Season 8 is different.
Okay.
They're not even on the string. They're just rolling around in the floor. They're going to be everywhere. So gird your loins, get ready, because it is a great season.
Yeah.
But I can look at it as a viewer and say that, but as someone who was like in it and was, you know, toiling in the trenches and trying to backpedal and front pedal and doggy pedal and not drown. Okay,
Right.
hello. It was a lot. It was hard.
Yeah.
It was probably my hardest season. And I said this to someone behind the scenes. I would take the perils of season 5 over this season.
Damn, so that says a lot.
They're not even on the string. They're just rolling around in the floor.
Now I had to stop it right there for a second. Let's get into that. Now, Miss Candiace has become one of my favorites. Okay, like, let's just be honest. Now, I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you no lies. Now, Miss Candiace has become one of my favorites on this show. She's one of the main people. What's so funny is that Candiace was never someone that I cared about or disliked that much. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she was just someone that I was always pretty much indifferent to. Like, it was never like if you looked at any, because I didn't start reviewing Potomac full time until season 5. Because I tried to do it in season 4, tried to do it season 3. You know what I mean? But I really got into it in season 5. And the person that I did like the most on it, the people that I liked the most on that show was probably Karen and Monique. I loved them too. But Candiace was always a little indifferent. Now, I did enjoy her during season 3 when she first came on the show. I enjoyed the way she gathered Charisse and Giselle. I enjoyed that. She made me more interested in looking at the show. Season 4, she kind of got on my damn nerves with the Ashley shit. Then season 5, this whole fight between her and Monique got on my nerves, and it just made me just not want to fuck with them. One of they ass, mainly Monique. I started to lose respect for her, and I started going back, looking at the old seasons and just seeing what everybody else was saying. So it's just like Candiace and Wendy, because I did not care for Wendy her first season, but Candiace and Wendy have become my favorites on Real Housewives of Potomac. So to sit there and hear Candiace say that she would rather take season 5 over season 8, that says a lot. Because season 5 was toxic as the great season, though. Don't get me wrong. Season 5 was a great season as a viewer, but as a reviewer, it was toxic as, like, I had daily, I had daily battles in my comments. I had daily battles in my mentions. It was a hot ass mess during season 5. I can't tell you no lies. It definitely was. Like, that was a hard season to review. But for her to say that season 8, she would rather take season 5 over season 8, that means season 8 is something serious. It got to be something serious. And I can't wait to see it, okay? I can't wait to see it, okay? Period. So I want to know. She said it's a clear divide in the group, and I got a feeling what this divide is. This divide is probably going to go like this. You got on one side, you got Karen, you got Wendy, you got Candiace, and you got Kiana on that side. That's how I take it. And on the other side, you got Giselle, you got Robin, you got Mia, you got the new girl, the new Nigerian girl, and you got, wait. Let me say it one more time. Let me see. You got Giselle, you got Robin, you got Mia, you got the new girl, the new Nigerian girl, and you got Charisse, and then you got Ashley Darby probably somewhere in the middle of it all. That's what I think. So, baby, we need an air date for Potomac, because I did hear that Potomac, because I do know that the season finale of Real Housewives of Atlanta, like I said early on in the video, would be next week. And then I do know that the reunions are going to start in September. So we're probably going to be looking at the reunions the whole month of September, basically. So I heard that Potomac don't come back until November or December. We need Potomac back, because I know that because my Sunday nights ain't gonna be about shit. My Sunday nights are gonna be about shit. They ain't gonna have shit to review on Sundays after Housewives of Atlanta goes off. So I don't know, y'all. We gonna see. But let's go into the other interview that she did, where she discussed the fight with Deborah and Kiana. Let's listen in on that, y'all.
Well, this is what I will say: self-defense, all the way, all day. If a drink is thrown at me, and I turn around to my back, a drink was thrown at my back. When I turned around and realized it was thrown at my back, and I see this monster coming at me.
It's the monster.
There's no security around.
Yeah.
She strategically waited for security and production to back away. I'm going to defend myself, and
As you should.
will pick up whatever is within arm's reach if I feel like I am in some sort of danger. And I didn't know what she was going to do. You can't rationalize crazy or unhinged. And when I thought that I was in danger, I defended myself. Now it turns out she was being handled, and I didn't have to, engage in any sort of violation of the situation, which is great. Well, this is what I will say: self-defense. But I don't fight, but I also don't run away. I wasn't gonna run, but I wasn't gonna fight.
Right.
But you're also not going to physically attack me, and I not defend myself. And I think that as a human being, anyone who is in a situation where they are at their place of work, which is where I was, and you are being physically attacked, would defend themselves.
Absolutely.
But I don't fight, but I also don't run away. I wasn't gonna run, but I wasn't gonna fight.
Right.
But you're also not going to physically attack me.
Okay, so that was Candiace, and she basically gave her account on what happened with Deborah and the fight with Kiana or whatnot. Okay, so let's get into it, y'all. So at the end of the day, I'm not mad with Candiace. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't fight either. I haven't had no physical. This ain't nothing to brag about, but I haven't had no physical altercation since 2011. That's the last time I had a physical altercation. I was 22. I'm 34. And then before that, I hadn't had no physical altercation since I was 18, and I got arrested for that. So I don't want to fight. Now, if somebody come up on me trying to invade my personal space and all that other bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we could talk about that. But at the end of the day, no, ma'am, no. You're not gonna attack me. You're not gonna do any of that. You're not gonna try to put your hands on me. You're not gonna violate me. You're not gonna do none of that shit. That's what you're not gonna do. If you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. If you throw a drink on me, I'm gonna have to give you. I'm gonna have to hit you back, man. Mama ain't raised no punks at all, so we not even finna do that. So I'm never one to go out looking for fights. I don't even like fighting. That takes up a lot of fucking energy, and then you have all this damn adrenaline rushing after you fight. I'm the type of person, if I don't get you the way I want to, then I sit there and meditate on when the next time I see you and how I'm gonna get your ass the next time. Okay, so yeah, that's how I be feeling. That's why I don't like to fight, because I would hurt somebody with all the pressure and all the stuff that I've had going on over the last couple of months, honey. Like, anybody who tried me would get hurt, and that's just the truth. So that's why I don't even do this. I'm not even mad at Candiace about that. But I know a lot of people would say, "Oh, where was this energy from Monique?" Girl, she wasn't expecting it. So it is what it is. But I'm not even gonna go down that road with that. But all this is doing, they got the right person, because all this is doing is making me want to watch the show this coming season. Like, I want to see this shit. I want to see what happened. I want to see what went down. I want to see all of that. Okay, so that's just where we're gonna be. That's just where we're gonna leave it off at. So y'all, how do y'all feel? Are y'all ready to see Housewives of Potomac this season? Or are y'all still not ready to see them after all the bullshit that went down with the Real Housewives of Potomac last season, with all the colorism claims and things like that? Like, we gonna see. I just want to know what y'all think. So y'all just gonna leave it down there. This is a premiere, like I said, so we'll see. Now let's go into the very last story. And I felt like this was a story that is important enough to talk about. And I know that people people want to know and people want to talk about it. And I know Bravo and Cocktails is not always something that is reliable, but this is a story that needs to be talked about because we're coming to the end of the season and now we're having conversations about who should go, who should stay, who they should put on the show, who they should add. Now let's go ahead and get into it. Now let me remove this on out the way. Now this is coming from Bravo and Cocktail. Shout out to the reality TV guru who runs that Twitter page. I don't agree with none of the shit that nigga be talking about. However, I still, he posted this and I wanted to talk about it. So this is what it says. It says, when it comes to RHOA, the numbers weren't so good. So keep in mind that casting heavily relies on budget and storylines. With Kandi or Kenya gone, that will open up the talent budget and allow them to bring on at least 2 to 3 new wives. The new ladies won't be getting close to half of what Kenya and Kandi is getting, which is how they'll be able to bring them on for a shakeup. Now, the question is, they are currently trying to figure out who stays and who goes. With how ratings have been going, it's keeper to keep Drew, Sonya, Marlo, and Sheree. With them 4 plus 2 or 3 new ladies, that may be the closest thing to a shakeup for this cast. But expect either Kandi or Kenya to leave. They can't afford to keep both with these low ratings. Okay? So that is the conversation right there. That's what they saying on Bravos and Cocktails. I don't know how true this is. Now, when it comes down to budgeting, I get it. Kandi and Kenya are paid the most. They're in the millions. The rest of them hoes ain't in the millions. We get this shit. We understand it and we get it wholeheartedly. I'm not going to take that away. When it comes down to the dynamics of the show, I feel like this. Let's look at them. Let's just say Kandi and Kenya are the 2 that are on a chopping block. And let's just say we got to get rid of Kandi or Kenya. And we're going to keep Drew, Sonya, Marlo, and Sheree. We're going to keep them 4, but we got to get rid of one of these. So let's talk about the dynamics. Kenya being on the show and not Kandi. So you got Kenya, Marlo, Sheree, Drew, and Sonya, them 5 on there. And maybe you bring in Portia and maybe one other person. Then I don't know, because Kenya's not really going to have no allies. She may have an ally with Portia because they are on good terms now. So she may have an ally, and she may have an ally with Drew. She's not going to have one with Marlo, and she's probably not going to have one with Sheree. So I'm not sure. If you leave Kandi on, she ain't really fucking with none of these girls now. She, like, if you bring in Portia with Kandi, then okay, whatever. But Kandi not gonna have no ally. Cause from what Kandi said, her and Drew have fallen out. She don't fuck with Sheree. She don't fuck with Marlo. And her and Sonya is in a shaky space. And the only thing that you got, let's just say the friends stay the same, Monyetta and Courtney. She don't really like Courtney, but she real life friends with Monyetta. So how is that gonna work? I personally don't think that Kandi nor Kenya should leave. I really think that Marlo or Courtney should. No, as a matter of fact, Sheree really could go. Sheree could go and Courtney could go. I can keep Marlo, I can keep Drew, and I can keep Sonya. You can bring in Portia and sit her up in Sheree's spot. That's how I feel. And with Portia, you have Shamia. So it's just like Courtney could be the new friend of, I mean, that's how Shamia can be the official friend, whatever. That's how I feel about it. But I already knew that at some point it was going to come down to this because the ratings have not been the best, even though the ratings are better with streaming. But then when you look at shows like Vanderpump Rules and they were able to get 2 million viewers off live ratings, then it's like, girl, what's really the problem here? Like, why can't we get it right? So I already knew that this was going to be a conversation that was going to come up. And y'all know that I live for Kandi. I love Kandi. Y'all know that's always been my favorite from the very beginning. Y'all know I've always been Team Kandi. Top to bottom. Even when I had to call that ass out, I've always been Team Kandi. But I don't want to see neither one of them go. I think they have more to bring than Sheree. I think they got more to bring than fucking Courtney. And Marlo. Drew is the only one out of all the newbies that's really bringing something. So I don't know. I really don't know right now. I don't know what we can do to make Housewives of Atlanta a better show. But I do agree with bringing Portia back. That's the only person that I would not mind seeing back on this show. But other than that, I don't want to see nobody else. Like, fuck Phaedra. She's on Married to Medicine. Y'all will see me drag her over there. And Nene not coming back. So I don't know, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see what's really going on with this, y'all. We're gonna see how this is gonna pan out. But I want to know what y'all got to say about it. And when I go back home, I just might do a live discussing this situation. But with that being said, y'all, this be your boy Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below in the description box. With that being said, you guys, your boys up out of here until my next video. I will holler at you guys a little bit later. Bye.